And it's like, have any of you guys seen the movie Ready Player One or like read the book?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Good
like
movie.
I've always like enjoyed that kind of thing, like a VR-esque experience, and like you're engrossing yourself into like a whole nother world.
Right.
And like if I were to make, I guess, a video game, it would be based off of like that whole the book or the movie itself. Like
Alright.
so like it wouldn't be VR. I would end up like marketing and making like a full suit like in the actual movie to show or to like do everything or to, I don't know how to really like word it, but like
So
you
this
move
isn't
your right arm.
VR.
Yeah, it's like it is in VR, but you would have like gloves and a full suit. So if you move your right arm up,
Whoa.
your character would like reproduce that.
Man, this budget has
So
just gone
so
way
it's
up.
so it's so it's it's a better version of the Xbox Kinect.
Oh my god, yeah. I think anything. The Wii
Wait, have you
U
guys heard of the
is a better
it's on
version of
It
Xbox
used to
Kinect.
be on Netflix. Video Game High School. You know, like how like
Yeah.
they yeah.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
it like that,
Yeah,
Riley? Is
Yeah,
that what you're
so
talking
it's
about?
essentially, yeah. So like that was another thing that I absolutely loved it. I loved watching that show. And like that stuff has always interested me. And like it would be like if you wanted to go in and be like a chef or something like that, you could end up applying for like a chef job and become a chef in this game or something. But like you would base it off of your decisions, like you would in like real life, I suppose.
All right, so you can basically do. It sounds like you can just do anything you want in this game.
Essentially, yes.
Okay, so
So
if you
it's
wanted to, you could just be a normal dude, like a normal Joe, or you could go off and pilot a jet plane or be
yeah,
this
you could
crazy badass protagonist or something.
exactly. So you could like reinvent yourself. It's like if you're not like if you're the most anti-social person in the world, like in real life, you could end up doing something like this. Yeah, I know, right? But you could end
Kolby.
up like hopping into this and you could potentially like reinvent yourself.
All right,
Like
so
you
there's
could
no
go
like set setting for this then. This is
no,
just
no, so it's like it's an open world game that like you could encounter plenty of other people. Obviously there's like risk and everything that could potentially come to it, uh like in the actual movie Ready Player One. Like if you
all
go
right.
to like a Call of Duty world or something like that, you get
So it's
killed and you get killed,
okay.
you lose
You
everything.
get beat up in the
So it's
gulag.
kind of like a Wreck-It
Yeah.
Ralph style thing too, where if you leave your game, like obviously you don't die in real life or anything,
Yeah,
but
no,
like
no, like
you can jump between different genres of worlds or games, I assume, like that.
yes, yeah,
Okay.
essentially yes.
That's cool. I do like that. Man, the scale of this game just really jumped up. Oh my
You're
goodness.
just like, I'm feeling brave today. I'm gonna hop into the Assassin's Creed universe.
No, my brain's in fucking 3020 right now. I'm so beyond this.
But like yeah, that's like that has always interested me, and I've like ever since that Ready Player One came out, like I went and watched it like when it first came out in theaters at midnight, watched that about 3 times in theaters, bought it, watched about 12 more times. And like I became so engrossed and in love with that movie that it just like everything that I think of video game wise just stems off of that then.
It is a
You know,
pretty
you know what I see you doing, Riley? I just see just putting on a VR headset and then just like I don't him just playing like Stair Simulator. He's just walking up a bunch
walking
of
up and down steps.
I cannot wait to be a dairy farmer.
That sounds like another version of Cookie Clicker. Like if you get enough steps in, you can get those like old man chairs that you ride up the railings.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Anything is possible in this game. Do you have a title for this game?
No, no, I have absolutely no idea.
Over 2. All right, that's absolutely fine though. So you got the immersive interactive experience
Yeah.
going here. That's really interesting. So I can't ask you about like plot or anything because anything can happen.
Changes.
Yeah,
and,
exactly. So like you could be on your way to a different world. Like you could be on your way to Animal Crossing world or some shit like that.
Oh,
And
wow.
next thing you know, you just end up dying or something like that. You just get disconnected, and next thing you know, you got to restart all over.
So, I was about to
Yeah, I
say,
want to go
so
to Punch Out and fight Mike Tyson today.
could players form like a damn like terrorist group and go around to different peaceful worlds and just kill everybody?
I mean, if you want to think that way.
I was about to say,
I
do you have
suppose.
does this game have a police force to stop griefers?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You could definitely have that.
Is
It's
it,
like
this
you could
sounds like
have-
it's opening up job opportunities. You can be a
Oh,
virtual
big time.
you can be a virtual peacekeeper.
Exactly. So like, if you don't want to end up getting a job like in the real world, you could potentially get a job in this video game and practically reinvent yourself and
I was
like
about to say,
do
so this could be
everything
like
there.
a whole other. Oh, that's such a huge scale, but that's such a cool concept though. Like
Do
you
you know
have
how
the
fast
physical
they would-
world.
Do you know how
where-
fast they would make an Avengers Endgame movie just so people can join Thanos' side?
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, you know what? He was right.
I was about to say, will people be able to like? I guess people wouldn't be able to create like their own, I guess, items. They'd have to do what's within the game already, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Because there have to be like developers behind this game, at least controlling what gets put in. I
Yeah,
assume.
could you bring items over from other games? Like, could you bring like a lightsaber into Animal Crossing?
I mean, I feel like there'd be a way that you
I was about to say
Maybe-
maybe there's like a boundary, like when you cross over to a different genre, all items and gear
Okay,
that you
yeah,
have
that's a
from the
good
other
idea.
Yeah,
genre
so, like,
would get
you
like
wouldn't be able
stored
to-
somewhere, so you wouldn't be able to use them there.
yeah, it's like you wouldn't be able to bring a gun into Animal Crossing World or some shit like that, or like a lightsaber into Pokemon or anything like this.
Oh,
But if you
man.
keep it
there
within
would-
the genre, you can. Okay.
Yeah.
A VR Pokemon does sound like an appealing concept to me. Oh Lord.
You're gonna have
Pokemon Go VR.
You're gonna
Fine,
have
then
so
you
many
can keep your
kids putting their
secrets.
phones into like those portable VR things, and next
Oh,
thing
yeah,
you know, they're
yeah,
just gonna
yeah.
be walking across the street getting hit by cars and shit.
Oh,
God.
I know it's not like the most positive thing in the world, but like it's the sad truth of it is it's gonna happen eventually.
Sounds like Riley's game is also going to cause a real life dystopian future.
Oh hell yeah!
Just like in Ready Player One.
Ah, Jesus.
That's
Well,
all I'm
that-
hoping for.
That was quite. Is there anything else that you have?
You might just want
Uh,
to name the game like Life.
Fucking Life 2.
Yeah,
Yes.
A whole new life. Something like
Not
that.
the sequel
Like-
to Life.
yeah, exactly.
The,
It's
the
a based off
long-awaited
of the board
sequel
game.
to Existence.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's good. That was a good one. I mean, hey, games are. You guys have seen Half-Life Alyx, right?
Yeah.
Like VR games are now looking like, yeah, Kolby, it's fine. Don't worry.
Nope. I've not. Nope.
Basically, it's one of the most advanced VR games to be produced right now, and I feel like that is going to be the future. Essentially, like all game companies are going to reach a point where VR and those interactive experiences are probably going to be the next step eventually.
Well, yeah, you can see it with almost every company. Like even with the motion controls for like Switch, like they had that all the way back in 2006 with the Wii.
Yeah, because
So
I mean, I don't
it's
think
just now
people
becoming
ever-
it's just now becoming a more enhanced version of it. That's what
Yeah,
that's what Xbox tried to do with the Kinect. That's what PlayStation's trying to do with the virtual reality. They're probably doing it the best.
Yeah, I don't think customers will ever like get tired of normal traditional video games.
Yeah.
But I feel like from a marketing standpoint, that might be the next step to do something new. You know,
Yeah.
maybe from like a stockholder's like, oh, something new needs to be done. I mean, I don't see why they would be mad if the same thing is working and making profits, but
Right.
seeing what Valve did now with Half-Life Alyx and just how crazy detail, like how good that
Yeah.
game was,
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna start a fire under a lot of other companies to maybe put out more VR content, because if they don't, companies like Valve may just have that entire genre to themselves.
Yeah.
So
And I
Not
see
to get-
I see game like just to add on to the VR thing, it's just it hasn't been there yet, but I feel like maybe it's probably a few years down the road yet, but they're gonna end up starting like there's gonna be these whole body suits, or just like they're gonna end up putting us like in the game somehow, some way. I feel like that's where it's gonna turn out.
it's just the level of immersion might just continue to grow until that is the eventual possibility.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like a very risky venture because I imagine that would be expensive for both the consumer and the producer.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, just producing mass quantities of full-ass gaming suits.
Yeah.
The memes surrounding that, though, I think
Just
would be
to
like,
sweat into. I
Yeah.
can only imagine.
God.
that'd be. You have to wash your game controller for those kinds of games.
Yeah.
You
That'll
have to
be
throw it in the
alright.
wash.
Tesla will end up picking it up. That'll be the next thing that they do.
Oh, yeah.
Elon Musk presents.
Once Elon gets to Mars, he's joining the gaming industry. He's gonna blow everyone out of the water.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Undoubtedly, yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say I wouldn't be surprised with the amount of money that you can make in the gaming industry if you like are actually somewhat half decent at it.
I'll go.
You'll
All right.
go?
So,
Alright. Let's
so
go.
my genre is more like fantasy and adventure,
Okay.
and it's an open world game. So I'll just hit those two right out of the bat. So for obviously, if anyone's played like a Witcher 3, and Assassin's Creed, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, that sort of thing. So not a lot of people know this about me, but like I'm really like history was always my best subject in school. It's because like I actually kind of like care about it. I think it's really cool, like especially like the wars and stuff. So my game, its gimmick is you get to pick the era that your character goes to. So if you can go as far back as like ancient like Egypt all the way to like the Revolutionary War. So if you want to go run up on Genghis Khan, go beat the shit out of him, fine. If you want to stop Alexander the Great from conquering the known world, fine by me. If you want the British to win for some reason, go ahead, be my guest. But so you get to like pick the time and like change kind of like the course of history, I guess. So
Okay, so this is like a what if scenario. So you're
yes.
kind of. Would the premise be like you're basically a time traveler going back to these places?
So you would pick a time and then play throughout the entire time period, and then you get to like do another run, but like pick a different time period.
Okay, so. All right, sorry, I won't interrupt you. If I imagine you have more to elaborate.
The protagonist is, well, not that much more because I only like 6 bullet points. The protagonist is you get to customize your own protagonist, male, female, obviously, only 2 options. You get to pick like different archetypes. So if you want to be like a sword master and like a bowsman, you can use that. Like, so I guess kind of like your archetype depends on the era you go to. So like if you're like in ancient Rome, you can be like my master on horseback and like be like an archer. Or if you're in the Revolutionary War, you can like, I guess you're just limited
sniper,
to whooping people up with a musket. So fine by me. But yeah, so it depends on the time period you choose. So it has so like history like does matter. So like you can't go to ancient Egypt and just run the show up with like an AK-47.
Holy shit!
And yeah,
that'd be fun though. Maybe that can be a post game content where you can you got some
DLC.
Yeah, DLC.
Super history.
Alexander the Great, like hold up, buddy. He's got like a AK-47 pointed right at him.
Hey, hang on a second.
He's like, okay, you know what? 75% of the known world, I'm fine with it. But so the premise is you work as like a wandering mercenary whenever the times go, and once and you get like noticed, I guess, by like whatever higher authority, and you get to like pick what side you're on, and then the war happens, and then you get tied into the war. So you become like a general. You can be whatever basically. If you want to still be a mercenary in the war, that's fine too. But basically my premise is you get to go back and like change like the course of history.
That's cool. So this would be cool because it would be like, I assume, the developers do their research and they'd kind of recreate real historical conflicts and events, since I assume each period will be a time where there is a big conflict, like a war between different sides.
Yeah, like Athens and Sparta, like when they fought Persia, like you can be an Athenian, a Spartan, like a Persian, doesn't matter. Like I said, when Alexander the Great, you can put a stop to his shenanigans. You can stop the Mongols and Genghis Khan. It's really up to you. So I've always said on this show that the more options a player has, the better the game's going to be. So I'm literally giving you unlimited options here.
I was about to say this would be a very ambitious game.
It would be.
Because I imagine
this would take 7 years to develop and 4.2 gigs on your software.
But I imagine this wouldn't be like a super story heavy game, right?
No.
Like I assume your main character wouldn't like forge.
There'd be side missions and stuff so you can like explore the world.
Right.
So, but obviously, you're gonna end up getting tied into the main conflict that actually happened in real life.
Okay, so it's more about like just experiencing the craziness of these real life situations from a kind of neutral perspective, I guess.
Exactly.
I mean, obviously, like neutral as in motives. Obviously, you're not going to be neutral in the conflict unless you want to, like you just said. But you can be on different sides. So that is, God, that's a really cool. I feel like the closest thing to this would probably be Assassin's Creed, even though each game is in its own separate.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a blend. Yeah, if you just like take all the Assassin's Creeds and put them in like one game.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I do like that. I assume you don't have a title either.
I've been thinking that was gonna be my 7th bullet point, but I don't have it yet.
The lucky number 7.
Exactly.
Geez, 7 bullet points. I have 3.
Damn it.
Thanks for making me feel bad.
You're welcome.
I was gonna say I got 4, but that's an interesting concept. Is this why you wanted to play Assassin's Creed? Because
No, I wanted to play
Kolby
Assassin's Creed because I've had $40 sitting in my room that I don't know what to do with.
I was about to say, are you already fed up with Animal Crossing?
I'm taking donations.
I haven't played Crossing in so long. My village has probably actually been attacked by like a nuclear strike.
Oh my god. I mean, after getting Trials of Mana recently, I've also been kind of slowing down on the Animal Crossing, even though the new update came out. So.
Well, I've been playing NCAA football. I just finished my Road to Glory, so I took Penn State to the national title game. So you're welcome,
Hey,
Tyler.
there you go. I mean,
you know what? That's blasphemous. He talked crap on sports games, and he goes out and buys a college football game.
Dude, because they're the only good
When
ones.
I saw that on his story, I was like, didn't he just like talk crap on sports games just on his podcast?
Yes, I
like,
did. All the new ones are awful. Like in 2K, you can't even get by a defender without dribbling off his calf.
Okay, you got a point there, but
And in football, Patrick Mahomes can throw a football literally out of the stadium. So
very unrealistic.
and just hit Tyreek Hill in stride for an 150-yard completion. So he could be triple covered. You could have like freaking all-pro like Deion Sanders just gets shook out of his shoes by Tyreek Hill, just gets burned. Makes no sense.
That is why I do not play sports games.
Yeah, but I threw for 193 touchdowns in 4 years, so I sweated.
Holy shit. Well, look, we might need games like that if this whole quarantine thing cancels Penn State football, God forbid.
I'm not kidding. Literally yesterday we played Wisconsin, and it was a 9 overtime game. I literally threw 15 touchdowns. I was like 46 of 50 and threw 15 touchdowns.
Like that's the one thing that my parents are hung up about here. It's like, yeah, you can keep us inside, you can make us do 6 feet apart, but if you deprive us of Penn State football, that's when the looting will start. That's when the fires in the streets will get started.
That's when the pitchforks get sharpened.